Welcome to the Sideline Live podcast. Subscribe for more episodes and follow our social media at the Sideline Live. We'd love to hear from you. On episode 20, I'm delighted to be joined by Irish Senior Women's International and former Quinnipiac University guard Edel Thornton. On this episode, we had a brilliant and honest chat about her career, overcoming challenges, and much, much more. I hope you enjoy. Hi Edel, thanks for coming on the podcast.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Can you give a little bit of background into who you are and what you do?
I suppose my name is Edel Thornton. I play basketball for Ireland and currently playing for Trinity Meteors Super League team as well.
Very good. So you grew up in Cork. Talk us through your underage career down there.
So I grew up playing with Brunel Basketball Club. I played from when I was a child up until the Super League. Like, I played with them forever. It was a very, very fortunate match. Like, I absolutely adored everyone around me. It was just unbelievable. Like, I couldn't have asked for a better start to basketball. Like, we won a lot every year. Like, it was just...
That always helps.
Yeah, the winning is the best part. Like, and someone tells you it's all about taking part.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, the winning, taking part is a big part of it, but the winning makes it so much better.
Yeah, absolutely. And hard not to mention you were the under-18 and under-20 National Cup MVP. Obviously, that was huge from a club standpoint. You won both, but from a personal standpoint, MVP in both games. I don't think that was ever done before.
Not before that, but like just from the club perspective, like having two teams in it was phenomenal. Like the year before we had won the 18s and it was like just amazing for us as a club, and we saw how important it was to everyone. And then being able to go back the next year and win two was just absolutely sensational. And it was lovely. Honestly, it was brilliant to win the two MVPs, but just that camaraderie that we all had, like, it didn't matter at all. And like, I know a lot of people say that, but genuinely we didn't care who got that ball once the cup was ours. Like, yeah,
I know what you mean. So I'm interested to hear with your schedule with Brunel, and I know you probably play schools as well. What was your sort of schedule with the training, and how much sort of extra practice would you do when you were younger?
I kind of just like remember when I was in secondary school, say, like the schedule like that. On a Monday evening, I would have, say, under-18s. Possibly when it's coming up to cup, we might have an under-20 session in there as well. But usually we'd have under-18s and then go straight to Super League. And then a Tuesday, I wouldn't have any training with a team. And on Wednesday, we'd have... I had two sessions on a Wednesday as well, so under-18 and Super League. And then a Thursday, I had school, or else a Friday. And then on a Friday, we'd have a shoot around with the Super League team as well. And then we might have one session over the weekend as well. But I think a lot of the practice was, I had a lot of sessions, but they ended up being on the same day sometimes, which was good. Like, I did an awful lot alone, like not alone with other teams, but it was never like, it wasn't a mandatory event that you had to be there. Like, I did an awful lot just on our own back. Like, we'd go up and shoot around on our own and stuff like that.
Yeah, okay, I know what you mean. So what would you practice then by yourself, or if you had a couple of friends with you?
I was never a good shooter, but I would do a lot of it and a lot of like just moves. And to be honest, I was never very sophisticated with what I did. Like, I just went and I was just working hard. Like, it's so crazy looking back on what I do now, like, and seeing what I did as a kid. I was running up and down the court. Like, there was no structure to it. I was genuinely just enjoying myself, but working hard all the time. And like, if there was a free little slot in the hall, someone would ring and say, Sean, like to my dad, there's no one here, no one came for training. And I'd be over, like, I lived so close that any little time they had, they knew to call me, like, and I'd be there. So brilliant. Everyone was just amazing like that. Like, yeah,
that's brilliant, because obviously the big thing in Ireland is a lot of basketball clubs don't have their own hall, or not even that, but they don't have a lot of access. So players, like, it's not like in the States you can go in and get free shots up all the time. because you had to pay mad money for the hall. But like, that's great that you were able to go in and practice as much as you did.
Yeah, 100%. And like, it's just, even if a game was cancelled, like someone will let me know, oh, the game's cancelled, and maybe 2 or 3 of us would end up shooting when there's another game going on. And like the Procol Hall, you know, there's 2 courts, so there's no one on the other. It's full of kids, like all the time. And that's just the way we grew up, like. And it was just, I think looking back, and that's how we all fell in love with the game. Like, just, we were there so often, and like whenever we got the chance, we were shooting. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah. You did the takeover the other day, which was brilliant. And you mentioned briefly about kind of European Championships. When did you start to get involved with the Irish setup? Was it kind of later on in your career?
Yeah, it was. Well, in terms, comparing it to what age the kids are now, kind of getting into it, I'd say. Although I was probably around 15 or 16, had an under 16s team, but it wasn't like to go to the European Championships. It was just it was, I don't know what happened the previous year, but we weren't going. And we knew that when they started it. It was kind of a development squad, 2 years long for the under 18s one. But we got to play teams like England and Scotland and Luxembourg, and like, it was an amazing experience. And making that first like, they did pick a team. Went to Luxembourg. It was incredible, just actually solidifying, like, okay, I'm actually good enough for this. And that was kind of when I think it's sunk in that I was good enough to be there. I never really thought about it before. But it was about under 16s, and then we went to the under 18 European Championships.
And do you think that experience of going abroad, do you think that kind of broadened your horizon to look, you know, there's a certain level and standard in Ireland, but when you go abroad, I always think your mind is open to, there's another level here and there's another level. And you know what I mean? Like, you're kind of comparing yourself against the others and like, well, they're doing this, so I need to do that.
Definitely. I think I'm very, like, looking back on it now, I still kind of get upset that we didn't get to go to that under 16s one, because I think it would have prepared me more for what to expect at under 18s. Like, up to that point, we had never played that level of competition before. We had played smaller countries, but we had never played the likes of Germany and Latvia and Estonia. Like, that was our pool. And like, those are powerhouses. Didn't have an idea of who, like, our coach tried to set us up as best as he could, but sure, like, I was playing in the hall and he was telling me I'm playing against powerhouses of Europe. Like, you know, just trying to relate to a 16, 17-year-old, I was just like completely, and I mean, that was kind of my way anyway. I always knew that we were always the underdog, like, and if we won, it would be amazing. But at the same time, I was annoyed if we lost, you know?
Yeah. And how did you find the whole going abroad? It's the championships. Like, how did you find that whole environment and the atmosphere?
It was brilliant, honestly. Like, us as a team, we were very close at the time and we really stuck together. Now, things get hard and you really learn who you are in the adverse times. And like, we lost a couple of games, like, badly, but we all still stuck together. And the win, I think we won 2 games in the end, and it was just amazing because we had all been through the same thing together. And being abroad, like, you see what you wouldn't normally see with your teammates. Like, people are like really upset because they didn't do something right, or they're genuinely, if somebody sees someone down, the other person goes to pick them up. And that's just something, like, even in the hotel, like, if somebody saw someone was down in mood, somebody always was there to help them, like. And I think that's one thing that, like, really helps when you're playing in Euros, is being away, and they're the only people that you can go to, and that really brings you close together, like.
It's like, as we were saying before we hit record, the little bubble, the Irish bubble.
100%. There's nothing like it.
And when did the idea kind of come into your head about going to the States? Was it kind of, take us along that timeline? Was that always a dream when you were younger, I'd love to go to the States, or was it kind of later that you kind of discovered the path to it?
It's crazy because, like, when I was a kid, you know, when you write in your journal and, like, just a copybook, your news. And my thing was, my mom had it, I think she probably still has it now, like, just a little notebook and yada, 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 whatever. Like, my goal, I want I want to play basketball in America when I was a child. And like, I'd say it might have been at first, like I had just started basketball at this stage. And like on the way up to about under 14s, like there were always, everyone was better than me. Like, and I didn't make a Cork team when my teammates did. And I didn't make my Munster team. And like, everybody was on the Munster, you know, like in my eyes at that time, everyone was on the Munster team. And like, I didn't think I was good enough, but at the same time, like my mentality never shifted from I want to do this. Like, and I just kept pushing. And then I got to about, I'd say I was about 15 or 16, and it started to look a little realistic. It was around the same time when the Irish team came about, and kind of people were talking, and I made the first one, the under 16s, and a couple of people in Cork were like, oh, you should, more so to my dad, because like I didn't have a clue, like I was just playing, like, and like, oh, she should look into going away and whatever. And then it kind of just all came around near fifth year was when I started really talking to colleges, and like really it looked realistic. Like people that had been there before were talking to me about me going, and I was like, okay, hang on, they've done it. They're either doing it or they've done it and they think I can do the same. Now I can. I know I can, and somebody else has my back.
Yeah, exactly. And that's interesting that you said that you didn't make the Cork and you didn't make the Munster teams, but you made the Irish teams, and you went to the States. Like it just shows it doesn't really matter. Like, you know, the way if you don't, some girls probably would have quit, you know what I mean, if they didn't make the team, but you kept going, like, you know.
That's it. And like, it's funny now because the coach is like, he apologized a few years ago and was like, we were joking about it. And like, I mean, if he didn't cut me, like if I wasn't good enough, I wasn't good enough. Like it was a day trial. I don't want anybody to think, oh, this person has to be on the team because that's who she is. Like, no, the person's not good enough to be on the team. Don't pick them. Like that's my attitude. Like, and then it's crazy now looking back, but I think genuinely that pushed me on. I was like, I'm not, and to be honest, I'm glad it happened when it did, because if I went through life without ever not making a team, then would I still be the same player that I am? Like that's the way I look at it. And it all happened for a reason, as cringy as it is, like it did happen for a reason. And I'm very thankful that I actually was cut, to be honest, that it just drove me on.
That's what a lot of players say. They say, look, if I wasn't cut from that team, I wouldn't be the player I am today. So that's really interesting that you said that, because I think there's a lot of pressure on younger kids to make these teams at really young ages, and sometimes like that's great, but at the same time, like you don't have to be on those teams to still be successful. Like
100%. And like I think you hit the nail on the head there. Like a lot of kids are under pressure. A lot of the times the pressure is unnecessary. Like you said, you don't need to be on the teams. Like, of course you want to be. And what made it harder for me anyway at the time was that there was like 7 or 8 of us went, and I was the only one that didn't make it.
Oh no.
That drove me crazy. And like, I was genuinely like, oh God. And when I got the email, I was kind of like, and I cried, but I was grand. And then I found out everybody else made it. And I was like, right. And that just flipped a switch. But like my family were always just like, all right, toughen up, next one. Like that's it. I didn't have time to kind of dawdle around and be sad about it. It was just
you were gone down to the hall.
I was out the back or someone.
So chat to me then about, you were saying there, you were talking to a couple of people that were in college or had been in college. Who was kind of giving you that advice and kind of saying, oh, you should look down that route, and what were they kind of, what advice were they kind of telling you at the time?
I sat down with Orla O'Reilly a couple of times, and she would practice with me and stuff, and she kind of just sat me down and told me what to look for, gave me a couple of schools that like she would have had looked at before, and Clodagh Scannell, and Jessica was great as well. Clodagh trained with me one summer when she came home from Boston, and was pretty much going back to tell her coach like whatever, like had I improved on this or had I improved on that and whatnot, and they just like couldn't thank them enough for just the small pieces of advice. Like, it wasn't the big things. It was like, look for this, or do this and don't do that. And like, Clodagh was just onto me all the time. Oh yeah, that's a good thing. Like, you know, they took time out of their lives to actually think I was worth their time. Do you know, like that they really thought that I deserved their input and their advice on what they'd experienced. Like, and it was so needed, because I had no idea. Like, all I knew at that point was that, look, the Americans are the best in the world. I need to go play there. That's that.
And out of interest, in case there's a couple of people listening that want to go to the States or have offers or any of that, what are those little things that they were kind of telling you to look at, or kind of in hindsight that you saw, or you kind of like, what, like if you were to sit down, let's say technically if I was going to the States and I'm asking you, like, and we're having that conversation, but now you're Orla, what would you tell me to look for?
I would definitely say look beyond basketball. Like, obviously it's a massive part, and you need a good little structure. Like, you need to fit into the program, but it's much more than that. And I would say, like, particularly look around at the people. Like, the one thing that a lot of people ask, and we get a lot of recruits, like when I was there, and they would say, oh, like, how did you know the school was for you? And every single person on the team was like, I just got a feeling.
Yeah.
Every one of us. Like, as soon as we got to campus, we all got a feeling, and you can't explain it. It's just, I remember being there, and the I had been there the day before, me and my dad were like, right, great, solid, this is the one. And then I got to QU, and I was like, oh my God. Like, it was something, it was because, like, we were so structured, and I was like, this is it, like, this is where I want to go. But I was so scared to tell my dad, because he was like, yeah, we're going to the other one, you know. But like, it was just the environment and the people are so important, because, like, yeah, it's great if you're in a program that's winning all the time, but what happens when you lose? Does everyone get mad at each other? Like, what goes on there? And like, because you're not playing basketball all day long. Like, you're going to school, you're being around other people, like, you're meeting a lot of people. So like, I would say the people are the most important to look at. And a key thing, like, it's a bit of both, is how long the coach has been there.
Okay.
Like, looking, if it's a new coach, you could be on the right track. Sometimes it's a little bit uncertain, and like, the school mightn't even know the coach yet. And that's a big dynamic that, I mean, you shouldn't really be looking into it, but at the same time, it's a dynamic you don't want to ignore. How long the coach has been there, and like, looking into where you would fit in on that team. Because if you're going in and you're a point guard and there's 6 point guards there, you're not going to play. Not that you're not going to play, but you're a freshman. You can be guaranteed 2 of them are seniors, you know, and they know it better than you. It's pure time. Like, it's not your talent. They simply know it better than you because they've been there longer.
Yeah, exactly. That's really interesting you said about the coach, because, you know, the way you see all the transfers kind of, and people kind of coming home, or it just doesn't work out in the end. Sometimes that's because a coach is let go, new coach comes in, and they have who they want, and you know what I mean. So that's really interesting. But how did you reach out to the coaches? Because did you like have film and then you just sort of emailed, or did you use people's contacts, or how did that sort of work for you?
I had filmed recording games for quite a while, Super League games, and we put together like a highlight tape, but we had all of the games as well.
Okay.
And then I started to reach out. Boston University was like the first one. Clodagh was there at the time, so like, we were going back and forth with them. And I suppose I'm pretty sure it was an email with the highlight tape as well. Like, everything was involved in it. To a ton of coaches. Like, there were schools I sent that thing to that I had no hope in getting. Like, no. And like, this is my 93. Like, I hadn't a notion. I was just like, yeah, look, I'll send it to them. If they get back to me, grand. Like, just mad. But I just sent it to a ton of people. Susan Moran, who's in St. Joe's now, she got back to me, and she gave me a ton of more contacts. And Quinnipiac was like, I got them through her. Like, she gave me the contact for that school. So yeah, and then, to be honest, the schools that come back always look for a full game.
Okay.
They are a couple of full games because like everyone looks good in a highlight tape.
Yeah.
You're not going to put your mistakes.
Even me.
Oh.
And that's interesting because I know I think it was it Jordan Blount was saying for his younger brother he couldn't get tape, and that's like the really big thing is you need tape and you have to be able to show, and as you were saying, full games. So that's interesting. So you went to visit a couple of colleges, but with QU as well. What colleges were they?
Whew. I'm trying to like go in order of where we went. Maryland, Loyola, Maryland. Then we went up to Ryder, who's in the MACC as well. So I played against them. And then we visited Hartford as well, which is in Connecticut too. It's not very far from QU. And then QU was our last one. And I was talking to Binghamton and Boston, but Boston had a coaching change, like you said. It was but that coach went to Binghamton, so then he kind of continued the recruiting to there, which Binghamton is where Orla went. Yeah. And she was like, it's kind of like they're out of the city. And like I live in Cork City, like, and there was no way that I could have been that far removed. Was it
one of those towns where there's just like a Walmart and that's it? Like
I didn't even there and look. It was, and it made like the fact that I was being recruited by another school was fantastic, but I just
and something that you kind of keeps coming up is kind of those Irish connections, and it's always interesting. Like Darragh O'Sullivan was in, who I had in last episode, he was at Winston, now CJ's there, so it's like, you know, it's like these connections that just keep growing, and because you went to QU, that might mean in the future someone else might go, you know what I mean, and you're kind of building up that Irish connection in the States.
And I think that's kind of on you as a player then when you're there. I know for me it was a lot like nobody in the school knew another Irish like nobody on my team might have known another Irish person bar me. So I have to live up to a certain standard, and that's the way I kind of carried myself around it. But I think my coach at least wants another Irish girl, like, and I'm glad, like, I'm happy for that, because there was an Irish girl there before me years ago, Kim Fitzpatrick, and like if she was, you know, it's natural, it's human nature. If you associate a culture with a particular person and you didn't like them, she's not going to go recruiting there again. Like, not like unless it's somebody spectacular, but you know, she has like a connection with the culture. It's easy for that person to look there again in the future.
No, you're dead right. Chatting, was there any Irish people in QU when you were there, out of interest?
So on the soccer team, Jess Gargan, she was the same year as me as well. So like,
good.
It's so nice when we'd bump into each other in the cafeteria, like, and it was so lovely. Knowing that there was someone else there as well. And the coach actually is Mimi Clark's uncle, the soccer coach.
Oh, no way. Yeah.
So I met him and I was like, oh, like, it was just crazy. Like, you know,
that's cool. Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah, because I was going to ask, how did you find that first year of being over there, like being away from your family? How did you find that?
It was tough. I won't lie, like, it was pretty tough. I'd say like September and October were the roughest for me. And now it wasn't every hour of every day I was longing to be at home. It was just that was the harder portion of time.
And was that when the games started, or was that more sort of pre-season?
It was pre-season. Like, I hadn't played a basketball game. We didn't play a basketball game till November, and it was like,
oh god,
there was so many rules around when you could train, how many could train, who could train. Like, it was bizarre. So like, we couldn't be on the court as a team until like October at some point. So we would do individuals. Somebody says an individual, like, shivers run down our spines. Like, they're the hardest things ever.
You're like, still scared.
Oh, they were I'm not joking. There was one, myself and Carly Fabry, and like, I was sick and she was half injured and somebody else was sitting out. So there was two of us between three coaches, and he was like,
Jesus.
And I was like, it was so hard, but like,
God,
crazy. But like, those 2 months, I didn't know I was going home for Christmas either. it was just like searching for flights. Will I make it? Can I do this? Can I do that? And like, I think that uncertainty didn't help me.
No, definitely not. Especially first year, like maybe potentially second or third year, you wouldn't be maybe as worried. Like you said, worried because you want to go home, but it's first year, like that's really hard. And how does it work for Christmas out of interest? How do like you have to try fit that in with the schedule then?
Yeah, so if you have a good amount of days in between the games, you can go.
Okay.
You couldn't now first year I'd say we got 3 days. That was the shortest I got, maybe 3 days at home.
Okay.
Halves or days were traveling.
Yeah.
So it was a case of you flew in on the 22nd and you left on the 26th. Like that was it. Well,
yeah, that's hard.
Just being there for that day, and honestly, the hard days before that were made easier knowing that you were going home.
Yeah.
Like it's as simple as that. You had something to push for. Push for in terms of like outside of basketball. Yeah.
You always need kind of something sort of off the court, I think, to kind of keep your mind going. And when you got to America with those individuals and all the team stuff, did you find there was kind of like, you were obviously at a really good standard, but was there certain areas that you needed to really improve at? What were those specific kind of things?
Well, as soon as I got there, I wasn't as fit as anybody else.
Okay.
Wasn't strength and conditioning wise, like I didn't lift before. I didn't lift at all. I did for the year before I went because they had set me a program and like I needed that prep, but not to the extent that they were doing it. Like their prep for, they have the facilities, they have everything. And I suppose just basketball knowledge, like I knew how to score. That was about it. Like honestly, like, you know, they had a higher IQ than I did, and I found that quite difficult because like I knew how to work hard, but sometimes they were just working smarter than me, and they were still working hard, but their energy was going to the right place.
Yeah, okay. Right. And how did you improve that side of the game? Did you just watch loads of film and just ask loads of questions?
Yeah, I watched a lot of film, and I was taught how to ask a lot of questions because without asking a question, it was an issue. Like it was this one distinct play I remember, and like there's so many different types of screens. I had no idea. Look, I was set a screen, that's it. You know, didn't know there was different names. The coach asks, what type of screen was that? Because we had certain rules that you would always go for a flare screen. Yeah, I didn't know what a flare screen was, so like I didn't know what, and like I took the quickest route, and like it was the wrong route, but I couldn't understand like why can I not go this way? As a senior, I was able to shout at the freshmen, be like, no, you have to go over it because this is what's coming after. And like at the start, I didn't understand those connections, and like I just was like, that's the fastest way there. And I was being like, I didn't want to go over the screen because I was getting hit. So like it was just harder. And I would run and run and run. And the coach is like, what kind of a screen is that? And I'm like, I have no idea. I literally stood there. The whole team broke down. Everyone laughed. I was like, I don't know if it hit me. But like I watched a lot of film and I just was drilled into asking questions. I learned from the people around me because they were asking questions. Yeah. And like I learned the right question to ask and who to ask certain questions to. Like you're not gonna if I'm supposed to know the answer, I'm not gonna ask the coach. Like it, you know. But yeah, it's just learning like how to and like why. I think that was the big thing is why we do this. Yeah.
You know, don't just do it. Like you have to kind of know the understanding. That's interesting as well. You said listening to other people. I always think if you have a question, chances are someone else has the same question. So you should ask it because other people are going to want to know. And if you don't ask, someone else is going to ask a question.
That's the thing. And like, I know when I came back like the summer and I was training with the Irish team, I'd ask too many questions. Like they were killing me. And, like they'd all make fun. Like, and I remember the girls being like, "Do you have any questions now?" Like we would have been told to do a sprint, and we're all on the end line. We're like, "Hang on, do you have a question?" And like it was just I know, like, if I don't know it, and like that's my mantra now. If I have a hint of doubt, or the coach is like, does everyone get that? And they look around and I see someone's kind of like, I'll ask it myself, because I know, look, someone mightn't be as like confident enough to ask a question in front of a group.
Yeah.
I'll ask, no worries. Like, I don't mind. I was always that way in school as well. I asked the stupid questions, but like I didn't know the answer to them. So
there's a team going here, Adele.
I know.
I don't want to slag him. And how did you find, you were saying there you were kind of going on screen during getting hit. What was that physicality like in the States?
Something else. And like, see, you're playing with people, like I was used to playing with people older than me and fitter and everything, like, but they were much bigger than I was. Especially like if it was a post player setting the screen, like they're big girls, like trying to get around that, and they're setting good screens. They're not just there, and everyone knows how to come off them. And I mean, the physicality was another level, and it was different because the fouls were called a lot easier there. So like the point guards, you couldn't have your hand on the hip, it's a foul. Like if you touched the point guard twice, touch them. Like if somebody hit me and I went into them, that's a foul on them. Like,
right, okay.
So you have to be like, the physicality is fitness and quickness as well as that, because you actually have to be a better defender because call fouls faster.
Okay, that's really interesting. So talk us through your years there. So you're really successful, actually, a couple of MACC Championships, 3 times the NCAA Tournament. I got that wrong for the takeover, and the NIT as well. Like that's pretty phenomenal. Like,
yeah, it was class, and like in the moment we didn't. Not that we didn't appreciate it, it just didn't sink in what was going on. And like the MACC, for the 3 years that we won it, it was kind of expected.
Okay.
So it was almost like, all right, we need to reach the goal, we need to get the goal, we need to do this. And it was always like, that was it.
Yeah.
And like just winning it then, it was incredible, because especially the year that we went to the NCAA tournament, the first year, we actually lost, I think it was 3 to 4 MACC games in the regular season, like on the trot.
Okay.
And it was just horrific. Like, because we were supposed to be winning.
Yeah.
You know, and we weren't. And we were like, oh my God. And it ended up with coach bringing us all in, and like we'd all give a little spiel as like why we were there, and like it just it connected us so much more, and she knew what she was doing. Like like we'd lose this game and oh my God, like I mean she shouted and roared as well, but she knew what she was doing with bringing us together. But then we ended up, that year was the year we went to the Sweet 16, like, and we lost 4, and then the next year we won again, and like just the win, we never got tired of the winning. We always wanted more, and it was one of the best environments I've ever been in. It's just like, someone would make 3 threes in a row, they'd miss the 4th and be mad. Like that was the type of attitude, and we were always striving for something more all of the time, and you were never satisfied, and it was just incredible to be around that all the time.
Yeah. And how did you find that first NCAA tournament? Like there's obviously big buzz, usually there's a big crowd, and you went on a really good run that year as well.
Yeah, it was class. Like we were down in, so we had won the MACC, and then it was the Monday, and then we were waiting around until the following Monday for Selection Monday. And like that first time, like you're always super excited, but I didn't really know what to expect. Like I'd never watched it before, you know, I didn't really know what was going on in terms of the selection show. Like you don't really hear much about that, but that's a really big deal too. And I remember we got back to the locker room afterwards, and coach, she's delighted. Like we had set our sights at the start of the year was that we were winning in the NCAA tournament, like without it. Like he was like, I want to win 2 games. That's what she said at the start. Now, bear in mind, we had lost the MACC championship the year before, my freshman year. We were coming in September, and she was like, we are winning two games in the tournament. And then we lose 4 games in the MACC, and we're like, oh my God. So like when we were in that locker room, it was just, when she saw who we had and was like, all right, we can beat these teams straight up. Like there was no, I think it stemmed from her immediate reaction. We will beat these teams, and everybody else, you felt it.
Yeah, you
like,
bought in.
We never questioned it. Like we never questioned we'd lose. It was like, okay, we how do we beat these two teams? We're going to do it. That was it. And it was just, as soon as we got there, like everyone's family was there, and it was just so nice. And it was in a lovely place in Miami, and like people could walk around, and there was no kind of, she wasn't really, not structured, but like we had time to spend with family. She was like, look, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. You're not going to be training all day long, and like we're not going to watch film all day. Go spend time. And like if we had dinner, a lot of teams would like eat together, but she would eat in a place where the families could come as well. So like players' families would go eat with them. Do you know, it was those small things that made a big difference.
Yeah. And did your family get to come over for the tournament?
Yeah, so my dad flew out with my aunt to go to Miami. Then when we won, he flew back and came back again. Like he was there, he got home on the Tuesday and flew back out again on the Wednesday to come to California. It was crazy, but like he loved it.
Yeah, oh, that's good. And I think I can't remember the year, but he came up against UConn one of the years. I know you lost that game, but I'm just interested because you know they're the powerhouse, and they're the, you know, the 4 in a row and all this. What was that experience like?
Again, crazy in the sense that we actually thought that we could beat them. Like, or I'm not joking. Like the night, so we beat Miami, and we're all we went in. See, coach is very superstitious, so like when we were at Miami and we won, they got us like this ice cream buffet, so like a lot of ice cream in the hotel, and like loads of sprinkle and like toppings or whatever. We all had like ice cream later on that night. And then she got the same thing the night we beat Miami and UConn in Connecticut. So we were like, oh my God. And then Mountain comes in, our assistant coach. He's like, all right, this is the game plan. Meanwhile, we're all eating ice cream at that time, and we were like, okay, we can beat them. Here we go. Just like, it was insane. Like before the game, we were so focused, and I genuinely, it was hilarious looking back, because we really, really were like, okay, this will do it. And it was like, our game plan, nobody shoots the ball until there's 10 seconds left. That was it. Okay. Give them the least amount of time that we can with the basketball. That was the rule. And it was great. Like as soon as a shot goes up, everybody runs back. Like one shot and done. Like we were sitting in film, like, what is going on? But still, okay, this is what we're going to do. Just not play like ourselves at all.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Were they, do you think they were the toughest? Some of them were the toughest or potentially the smartest players you played against, or was there any other team that really stood out for you?
Yeah, they were pretty good, like very good, in the sense that like they never looked like they were working hard. Okay. It would do your head in. Like it was crazy. Like, they were just flying past you on a break, and they were just, that's it, you know. It was incredible. Like they're the most talented people that I played against, but I think the toughest teams wouldn't necessarily have been like the most talented, you know. Like South Carolina were so hard. Like they were probably the toughest. Like we really struggled against them. And obviously like they won the national championship, but like we struggled against them a lot. Like,
and were they just defensively just like just everywhere, just really hard, like foot to the floor, just 100% go
all the time? Like just, they were a nightmare, genuine. Like because we would shoot a lot of threes, but their length, you couldn't get them off. Like they're faster. They were just always one step ahead. Like that was one of the toughest games of my career. And I was a sophomore, and like we were on a big stage, and it was a lot. It was a lot. There was a lot going on, and you know, not that we knew, but like, see, we had gotten our goal of the 2 wins, and we were like, all right, let's see what we can do here. And we all went out with like, okay, we'll do our best, but it wasn't the same as it was with UConn, in the sense that we could be, you know.
I know what you mean. And with you mentioned there with the film, I'm interested with like post game. I'm always interested. Would you have sort of a routine? I know the team would do film, but from an individual point of view, would you, like, in terms of ice baths, mobility, would you kind of note down anything? Would you look at sort of your touches during a game in the film or anything like that?
So post game, coach would kind of come in with her they'd have a stat sheet.
Yeah.
Somebody did something really good, she'd point it out, or like if somebody had a double or had a lot of rebounds, or I was always particularly interested in my assists.
Okay.
My turnovers. Like, I didn't care how many points I had. Like, if I had more than 10, I had a brilliant game. Like, honestly, like, that was brilliant, you know, but
yeah,
that was kind of my role, was assists, like,
yeah,
set the game up for everybody else.
okay,
So I had a teammate once, Adley, and we would give each other these little targets to get to. So like after that, we would always look at the targets then. And it was just kind of a way to focus ourselves on different stuff and make ourselves better. Like, and
yeah,
I'd never really watch film right after the game, but
okay,
I would always note, like, if you played two teams, like in the MACC, if you played them before, what worked first then for the second time.
okay, that's really interesting. And would you write down, I always think, like, when I play football and basketball, so when I have a bad game or a good game, which is fairly rare now, but I kind of write down what kind of went well and what kind of didn't work. Would the team, or would you yourself have done something similar like that, or was it just those targets you had?
We would do something in the kind of similar as a team, in the sense that, like, if we didn't, and it was never very formal, it was very much like we all knew the expectations, like nobody really wrote them down.
Okay.
But at the start of a game, it would be written down by coach, like on the board, or like
okay,
we had a goal for the practice. Like if it was, like, say it was a Tuesday and you had a team on the Friday, we'd start our scout then, so we'd watch, and then we'd start like scout practice. So like a certain portion of training would then be dedicated to running their plays and us defending the plays. And like she would have a certain goal for those little instances as to, like, we need to do this, do that. Then everyone was annoyed, and it was more on us. It was a lot of accountability on the players, and like especially seniors, like, that's your job, like, make sure everyone knows what they're supposed to do. Like,
okay, that's really interesting. So chatting then about your schedule in the States, kind of with the lift, with the training, with the film, with all the extra stuff, and with classes, what would your week sort of look like?
I mean, we'd probably have one day off, potentially. Gee, I feel like it's been so long ago, but we'd have one day off, maybe a week. You had to have one day off every 2 weeks.
Okay.
So we would have, usually you would have a double header of games. So like, you'd have class Monday to Friday. If you're missing a class, like, you would have a note, like they'd be given the note at the start of the semester, like why you're missing the class. But usually we didn't. Sometimes you did now, sometimes you did. But it's just, you go to class, homework, practice. You do, it is very demanding, but it's not as debilitating as people make it out to be.
Okay.
You know, like, you have some time, like, you're not just training and going to class all day long. I mean, it is tough. It's like a job, like it's hard, but that's not all that you do. Like, you have a life as well. But it's tough, but it's worth it. But like, say if we had a game on the Friday, you might have a day in between, and then a game on the Sunday. We'd have the Monday off.
Yeah. So, okay, I know what you mean. So they were kind of giving you a bit of free time and stuff. And when you started to kind of get to sophomore, junior, senior, you were saying there you were close to Hartford. I know John Carroll would have overlapped there. Did you get to see many Irish over there? Were you in contact with some of the younger players, kind of giving them a bit of advice?
I know I didn't really see many, but Anna Maguire was actually in my conference for a
no
year.
way. Yeah.
Anna went to St. Peter's, so when we'd play each other, we'd stop and have a chat. Like, it was lovely. But I don't think I did anyway. No, I don't remember like meeting a lot of Irish when I was there. My family would have come out, but that was about it. And I had some family in Boston, but you have time, but you never have enough time to go to play. You know, like, it was just it's one of those kind of things.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So you came home, you graduated, was it 2019 or was it 2019? So you came home and you're now in Trinity doing your masters, that we were chatting about, and you are playing with Trinity Meteors. Talk through that decision of coming home and going to the Meteors.
I suppose like I'd never actually, not that I didn't think I'd be home, but I didn't know that I'd come home. Like it was never the plan right away.
Okay.
So like, but I knew I wanted my master's. So like that was the goal. It was, where can I go get my master's while playing?
Yeah.
And then I started to look into different courses. And I knew I was interested in the field of like, I didn't really know what it was, to be honest with you. And then, but I did psychology, and I was like, I always wanted to do something where I felt like I was helping someone that didn't have the ability to help themselves.
Yeah.
Or they did, they just didn't have the resources. And then I read, it was crazy. Like I read up on behavior analysis here in Trinity, and I was like, this is amazing. And I'm not joking. Like I'd say the same week when I started looking into schools, Seamus Stanley to me, he was coming over to Yale, and Yale was super close to where I was. Like he's like, oh, can I meet up with you? Because he felt like he knew I was interested in doing a master's.
Yeah.
And it just like fell upon me, like just the opportunity was there.
Yeah.
And like as soon as I called my mom and dad, I was like, lads, like I could go to Trinity. My dad was like, you're going. there was no thought about it. You are going there. Like,
okay.
Oh, crazy. But yeah.
So you didn't really, not to say look for it, but it kind of, the opportunity just presented itself. And sometimes they're the best opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, like, it did just present itself, but like, it, not that it didn't come out of nowhere, but like, I didn't expect that. But at the same time, like, it just arose. Like, and I knew, like, it arose from all the years before that, you know, like, and I knew Seamus, and I knew Maeve, and like, I knew people here. So like, it was honestly brilliant. Like I wouldn't have expected it to come as naturally as it did. Like,
yeah. So you're on scholarship there. So we were saying you're in accommodation and you've access to the gym and everything. So do you play college basketball as well as the Trinity Meteors?
Yeah, I play with Trinity's college team too. We had a brilliant year last year. Like, it was fun basketball. Like it was brilliant. And Hugh Kilbride is the coach, and like, just such a character. Like we had an absolute ball, and he made training so fun. But yet we were a good team. Like we were actually very good. Like just it was crazy. Like I honestly, we joke about it. Like we'll put in a Super League team. Like we would have been good enough. Like.
And how did you find then coming home and playing in? I know he's won the National League, and you would have been in the Super League this year, but how did you find coming back to Ireland and playing the kind of Irish style of basketball?
I struggled for a bit. I did adjusting back, and I had, to be fair, I had a bit of leeway, like because I trained with the Irish senior team that summer, so like I was back into it before the season ever started, like, and getting back into the toughness and the grittiness of it. Like I was lucky, like the school that I went to, we were super tough. Yeah. And like very much the closest thing to Irish basketball that I could have gotten, I think.
Okay.
But still very structured.
Yeah.
We didn't look it, but you know, if I was running a play and somebody didn't do it, I knew why they didn't. Like I knew they didn't do it. It was crazy. Like I knew where someone was supposed to be, and if they were not there, like I knew, you know, it was bizarre. But like I valued that, and I didn't realize how much I valued it until I didn't have it anymore. So when I came home, I didn't have that level of structure that I was used to. So like my creativity had to come back up. Like I had to learn how to score without this and without that, or you know, I didn't know where my teammate was going to be. Like, you know, whereas in the States, like
you were nearly pointing at them. Yeah.
But like, I love playing basketball here. Like I just, it's just something different. Like you go into a gym in the States, and like that's part and parcel with that fact that I didn't know anyone over there. But like you go in, you warm up, you leave. Whereas you go into a hall in Ireland and you're talking to someone for half an hour before or after the game. Do you know, it's just so much more connected, and that's nothing wrong with the States. It's just that we had something else to be like.
Yeah. That's it. And obviously won the National League that year, obviously really successful. I think that was really close. That was probably one of the last games that was on before COVID, was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
the weekend before. So it was the Saturday and the Sunday. We played 2 games. Then we played our college final on the Wednesday. That Wednesday was when they, like, at the game, they cancelled varsities. And the following day was when Leo Varadkar came out to say that everything was closed.
Right. But at least he's won in the end. Because it's a bit annoying to miss that. Yeah. No, that's good. And then obviously during this summer then, what were you sort of working on? I know the championships would have been on for the Irish senior women's team. Obviously they were postponed to this year. Before that was all cancelled, what were you kind of looking at to improve after that year? Like you were saying, your creativity was one of those things you had to kind of bring up again.
Yeah, so I was working a bit on that, like just to make it more natural and bring back the way like I would have played a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of fitness stuff, like I just found it tough for a while, like playing basketball with no end in sight. Like it was hard, honestly. Like I didn't know what was going on. Like it was one of those times in my life where I was like I went on a run. 7 days, like I was like, I'll go for a run today, and I never had that chance to just kind of be away from the game a little bit.
Yeah.
Like when I got back, I was like it was just I needed that little room to breathe a little bit, and then I enjoyed an awful lot more now because I think genuinely I just needed a little bit of time to realize how much I truly appreciate it, because like it was like a job for a long time, and I loved it and I love it still, but like it was a lot. And when I got back, it was trying to make it fun and enjoyable and like you said, be more creative. But I wanted always to be the fastest defender. Like, and I'm trying to get back into it here now on my own. It's a bit mad, but like having a quick first step is just something that I value so much. And I lost it for a while, and once I got it back and knowing how much easier the game is when you're faster it just makes you want to push yourself that bit more all the time. Like,
yeah, that's really interesting. And that's interesting you said about enjoying it, and this time away has kind of brought that back, because I think for a lot of players that could have been the same situation. They would have been, because when you're kind of in the season, you're kind of going, right, what's next? You're like, oh, this is like a job, like I'm going out doing all this and I have to do all this running and all these like gym sessions, but you kind of forget like you didn't fall in love with basketball because you're doing gym sessions and doing sprints. You fell in love because you love the game. Like,
yeah, that's it. And I actually had a ref once. So in the States, the ref would bring the captains in at the start of every game, and like there was this one ref, and every time she'd ref a game, she'd give a little anecdote before she'd start. And she said, it just hit a nerve with me, like, and she said, whenever you're like not loving it or you have a bad day or whatever, just play for the little girl that fell in love with the game. And like that just got me. And like, I don't know, I was nearly like, I am an emotional wreck. Like,
so, you met your sister here.
Like before we start the game, all the girls are laughing at me because they know I was like tearing up before. But like it was that, and like that's what was wrong. Like, and I don't know why. I couldn't put a finger on what it was. Like, I love training, I love playing, all of it. Like, I love every part of it. Yeah. But there was something that I was like, there was no like want to go do it, and I was like, hang on, I'm just going to give myself a second to breathe because I can right now. And like, and I think, like you said, a lot of people could have been in a similar situation, but nobody spoke about it. Like, no one wanted to admit that I don't really feel like doing that today. I was just like, look, I'm going to give myself the time to make sure that when I come back here and I'm working hard, I'm enjoying myself. And like I did, and I was all the benefit of it, like genuinely, because I'm so used to just pushing through, but sometimes I just needed that little breakaway and went straight back in again, and I was all the better for it. Like, I didn't stop working out, didn't stop doing stuff that would help basketball, just took the ball out of the equation for a little bit, and then it was fine.
Yeah, that's interesting you said about people not speaking about it, because it's not like you're not like, I'm not gonna have an issue if my teammate says, oh, I'm hating this, but like you don't want to be saying it. Do you think teams and players should say it a bit more, like not even to the coach, just to each other, look, you know what, Edel, like if I'm training with you, like I'm not really enjoying this, I need a kind of like not even a week, or I just need a day away from, like I don't need to do that, I can't go training because I just need a day to kind of give myself a break.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that I would think yes. And I can see why people would be afraid of it. And like for quite a while, I was afraid to say it last year. And like, you know, I know that like me going around saying I took a little bit of break from basketball, some people might look at that and say, hang on, like, why is she saying that? You know, like she can't say that. She should be saying that because some other little girl now might do that. No, like I needed the time for myself. And like that's all. Like I'm not gonna, if somebody can push through and push through and push through, keep doing it. Keep going. Like I did it as well. It was just it was a forced break that I needed. Like I had nowhere to actually play basketball. Like I didn't have anywhere to play. So once I got away, I was like, hang on, I needed that. Like, do you know?
Yeah.
And I didn't go. It was the fact that I didn't really, like there was a court outside. I didn't go and choose to play there. That was what I'm saying. Like I didn't choose to do it, but like I just needed that little time to love it again. Like I never stopped loving it, but I wanted to just enjoy it a little bit more. And like you said, I do think people need to talk about it a little bit more, but at the same time, do it the right way. Like you don't want to say, no, I'm having a bad day, I need a week off. No, like, do you know, it doesn't work like that.
No.
Yeah. It's just whatever. But like and we'd won an awful lot, but like I was still like, do you know, I was like I said, it was a bit forced because I had nowhere to go, but at the same time it was needed.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. With the current lockdown, you're currently in Trinity. You have access to the gym and the court because you're on scholarship. What's your current routine with that over lockdown?
So thankfully, like Trinity Sport have been brilliant. So I get in on a Monday, Wednesday, and a Friday to the gym, and then a Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday to the court.
Okay.
But they're all on my own, but like it's brilliant. Like it's given me like an opportunity, like I said, to just work on the things that I want to get better at on my own. Now I'd love to be with the team because you can't simulate the same kind of environment at all. Like trying to pretend that somebody's setting a screen for you and the defense is doing this, and then the next defender is gonna, like, it's a lot, but still in touch with it, and like I'm enjoying it so much. Like I am. If somebody looked in, they think I was crazy. Like I'm having the time.
You're doing sprints, a big smile on your face or something.
Yeah, like I don't know. Something came back that like when I was young in the hall and I was doing all this stuff, like it was just worked like that again, and it's been brilliant. I genuinely love it.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's class. And what are you working on in the hall when you're busy smiling?
Just shooting, a bit of ball handling. I'm terrible. Like I don't like to dribble the basketball, so I'm trying to get a bit more comfortable with it. Like, the ball can move faster, so I try get that thing up the court as fast as I can. But yeah, just get a bit more comfortable with my handle, and a lot of shooting, but a lot of trying to pull up shooting, like coming off the dribble and stuff. Because I can be quite comfortable with that.
Okay. So, and out of interest with the gym then, because I know there's potentially people don't have access to S&C programs and there's this big debate about it in Ireland. What are you currently doing in the gym that potentially people can replicate at home, potentially younger players?
With the gym, see, I do have the Irish team have given us a program.
Okay.
Like there's a lot of stuff out there. Like there's a lot of resources, and especially younger players. Like I wouldn't be too. I know I mentioned earlier that like I wasn't lifting and a lot of other girls were, but like you don't need all these big weights. Just body stuff, like a couple of push-ups, you know, like squats. It's not that it's not that difficult, and you don't need these big long rigmaroles of names of exercises to do what you want to do. Like just look up and see what you want to improve on, and then you'll find something on the internet. It's incredible. Like just find something and work on it.
Yeah. And as you said, do the body weight stuff. Like don't be jumping to start doing 100 kg squats and bench press and all this.
Especially as a child, like no way.
Yeah. What was I going to say? You mentioned there you were the Irish team gave you a program. You recently had a Zoom call with Hanlen. I don't know who that is. He's a well-known NBA skills trainer. What did he kind of chat to you about, and what were your takeaways from that call?
I think the major takeaway from me personally was like what you can do without a lot of access to stuff. And like he gave us this little narrative. I'm going to absolutely rip it apart here. I probably will get it wrong, but it was like he'd have 3 little triangles and 3 goals, and he would kind of break them down into smaller goals. So like,
Okay.
but very specific. Like, and he was super specific on everything. And he's like, well, you can't say you want to be a better shooter if you don't know which shot. And like, very,
Okay.
detailed and just intricate with everything.
Yeah.
I found that really cool, and like how you could break things down in a smaller little, into a lot of small steps, but to get to the goal. But like, sometimes I find that when I think about it way too much, like I'm a perfectionist.
Yeah.
Without the perfection, like I try to do everything to the best that I can, and like if I can't give something 100%, it does my head in. So like I try to go for 1 goal at a time sometimes, because if there's too much on my plate, I'm like, it's a lot. Yeah.
Right. Okay, that's really interesting, because I've seen his YouTube workouts with all the players. I know he does a lot with Zach Levine, just as one example. And he was even as you were saying that details, like he was pulling him up on this tiny thing. I think it was like his hand placement or something, like you wouldn't even spot that. You know what I mean? Like it's just these tiny things. But when you're at that level, that's going to sell the fake to the defender, or it's not. Like,
oh, he's incredible. Like he showed us some clips on Bradley Beal, on like his shot and where he had the ball, where he started the ball.
Yeah.
Like where he started it. And we had Dave Love, a shooting coach from the NBA, talk to us as well.
Yeah.
And he said that on my shot as well. And I was just like, this is incredible. Like just the time that they have to look at somebody with such detail. It's insane. And like my dad he would just completely ignore all that kind of stuff. But I'm like, look at the results, like, and my dad would be like, look, the team that wins scores more points than the other team, so put the ball in the basket. Like, whereas he just took another aspect of it, like, this will help you put the ball in the basket. It's great. And he was brilliant. He was very, like, he broke it down very easy for us, and he kind of just made it simple, which is what we needed.
Yeah. Out of interest, with Bradley Beal's shot and with your shot, what was he saying about the placement? Was he saying to, like, what was he kind of advising you on?
So like Dave Love did say, like, I catch the ball and I have a pretty quick release, like, so when I catch it, it's
gone.
I always had kind of, I don't know, like, it just, I never really worked on that, and somebody picked up on that when I was younger. Like, I just caught it ready. Never really knew that I did it, and I wasn't a great shooter. Like, that was how I caught the ball. But he recommended me starting it lower to give it more of an arc.
Okay.
Bring it closer to my body.
Yeah.
And that was what Bradley Beal, like, he had it out further rather than in closer, and then his feet, when he landed, weren't far apart. They were close together when he missed, and when he would score, they were far apart. But like, my feet, if anything, are always super wide, because I need all the help I can get to get the ball to so like, it's just crazy just looking at it. And like, I think taking what Dave Love had showed me and then actually seeing it put into work with Drew Hanlen was crazy. It was really good. Like,
yeah, that sounds really cool. Even there, you're saying, like, the fact that he could spot his feet, you know what I mean? Like, his feet were too close together, but when he missed, and then when they were wider when he scored, like, that's incredible.
I had that when I was in the States. One of my coaches picked it up on me during my first year, and I would land on my other foot because I was afraid. I would shoot a 3, and naturally I would land on one foot before the other, and he picked up on it. Like, that's the level of detail they're going into.
Yeah.
Like, I would land differently when I had the injury, and like, it took me a while to get over that. And my left thumb would implicate the ball.
Yeah, I actually had that before. Yeah.
My hands to hold, like, my hands are fine. Like, people laugh at it all the time. They're so small. I can't hold the ball with one hand. So I'm practicing.
Yeah, that's mad. And would they have done that a lot in college? Would they have really, like, gone into those things as well? Like you were saying, the 1 foot thing.
Yeah, to be fair, like I kind of approached the coach, like I wasn't shooting well and it was annoying. Like it was just, I was annoyed and I had the resources to figure it out. So he sat me down a lot and we watched an awful lot of stuff. And I wasn't sure if it was like, I wasn't getting to the right position to get the shot off. Like, did I know the play well enough? Like what was going on? He picked up on the thumb. And then before that, we had previously, like without the film in action, was able to say, you're landing wrong. Like,
okay.
I mean, it was obvious, like it was obvious, but I thought it was like I would shoot in a boot with another teammate from the tree and we'd like 1 foot. Sure, like I was just repping. Landing on 1 foot.
What injury did you have that caused you to start landing on 1 foot?
I had a stress fracture in my left metatarsal, so like the bone,
sugar.
Top of your foot,
Yeah, was that what year was that?
My first year.
Oh, jeez.
That led to like why it was so hard. But
that was from all the training.
I think it was from like the level of impact, but it was just my feet were really like misaligned and there was a lot more to it, but it was just a lot of impact very fast.
Yeah, and that wouldn't have helped either with kind of first year struggling to kind of get used to the States and all the style and stuff.
Yeah, it was just before Christmas that I hurt it. I had hurt it before. I was actually talking to a friend last night. We were joking, but like I remember going into the locker room and it's like, lads, I'm pretty sure I broke my toe. And then they're all like,
definitely not.
Like Carney and Maria were like, nah, you're grand. Like, oh, you know? They're like, oh, it's really sore. So like I was grand. Next day I fell in training and I couldn't move. Like I couldn't walk.
Oh God.
And our athletic trainer was like, okay. Like I would have been tough. Like, and I'm, oh no, like this isn't right. Then we got an MRI. We rushed the results. Stress fracture, like 3 months. Like it was just
sugar. Yeah, that's hard.
And I could have handled it an awful lot better, but
as in with the recovery.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Looking towards the future, what's the sort of goals or ambition looking forward? I know COVID is a big stop to a lot of things, but let's say when COVID's gone, what are you hoping to do? What's the goal?
I would like a big goal of mine is to win a gold for Ireland. I would love to win in the small countries, and then I think a team thing that we're really focusing on is just pushing the program forward. Like I'd love to get us back into competing against the big teams, like and if we can be the segue to that, like we have so much talent coming, it's ridiculous. Like just preparing that for what's coming next. Like if we could set that up for everybody coming behind us, it would be a major goal. I would all like love to win the National Cup, Super League and a league. Both or one or more than that. I really want to win a Super League. And apart from that, then just work-wise, just getting a good job that I'm happy with. Like honestly, like just having a passion about what you're doing. Like that's really just being passionate about whatever I am. Like it's a big thing.
Yeah. You mentioned before about you were coming home and you were deciding and kind of looking to the future. Would you look at potentially playing professionally abroad? Is that something you want to do, or you just focus on your career, professional career, kind of outside of basketball?
I mean, I never ruled it out, and I still haven't. I'm just very much like I'm trying to just finish this degree and then see what happens. Like this it was around this time when I was a senior in college that Trinity just so happened to appear. That opportunity created itself. So like who knows, but I would never rule out playing pro. I do genuinely believe that I'm a type of person that can't just play basketball. Like I would really struggle with it. Just because like I think if I had a bad game or a bad session, that it would really impact my day, rather than if I had a bad session and I got up the next day and I went to work, I'd be fine. You know, like, and that's something that's really helping me this year. It's just opening my eyes to like, I don't have many struggles, you know, like I haven't had to go through this or that, and like basketball is a privilege, and I think that's something amazing, and I don't want to let the talent go to waste and not try pro, because I really would love to try it, but at the same time I don't know if that lifestyle is for me, but who knows.
But at least you know that, like, you know, it's good that you were aware of, because I would probably be the similar kind of standpoint to you. I don't know if I love basketball, but I don't know, when I'm obviously not good enough, but I don't know if I could deal with it being my job and being like, if I have a bad game, that's like, I've nothing. Well, you have other things, but like, you know what I mean? You don't have a job to kind of distract yourself.
That's it. Like it's almost a forced distraction rather than an actual distraction, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I praise people that are pros. Like, it's very hard. Like, and I have a lot of friends, it's tough and it's day in, day out, and it is hard and it's enjoyable. You know, you like it, but at the same time, I'd probably need that little break I took again after a season.
Yeah.
I think fair play to the people that are able for it. I might try it, but look, I don't know what's around the corner right now, and I love my job, so who knows?
Yeah, you just take it one day at a time. This final segment of the podcast is the Sideline 7, so it's the same 7 questions for every guest. I'm going to start off with question 1. What is your favourite quote?
Right. I'm a massive quote person. Like, I seek them out, but like, if something triggers me, I love them. A coach in college, our strength and conditioning coach, he was big on them as well.
Yeah.
And like, one, I wouldn't say like it's a favorite quote, but it's one that stuck with me a lot, was control the controllables.
Yeah.
And like, why are you worried about something that you genuinely have no control over? Like COVID, we have no control over that other than doing what you can do. Do you know stuff like? But I had a lecturer in college once as well, and this one got me, and I think this was kind of the one that was really, I don't know, it hit me at the right time, like I needed it. He said, let me think, what did he say? Everyone, I don't want to crucify it now, but I think this, so everybody everyone has a song inside of them. It's up to you to find the voice to sing it.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's just, I don't know, it was something that got me, and I was like, that's amazing. And I think particularly with learning through my job of like everybody else's life, and like there are kids that I work with that don't have a voice right now, but we're finding them a way to enjoy the world. And like the same thing with basketball, like that person mightn't have the confidence, but you can help give it to them, like just stuff like that. And it's just that one I kind of carried with me since that lecturer said it, and he was just such a lovely person as well. So
that's lovely. I'm going to add that to my list now. I've a big list of quotes on my laptop. I'm an absolute weirdo. But the interesting you were saying about the controllables, that's something that I've only like realized probably last year with COVID and with a few things, and just like, and I remember Jordan Blount he really sparked the kind of idea in my head. He was like, why are you worrying about, like, kind of like, I'm paraphrasing here and I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was like, why are you worrying about the ref and here American, like, you can only control one thing and that's you, so why are you bothered to be worrying about all these other things, because then you're not going to play as good as you can.
That was like the way that I would approach it as well, to be honest. Like, you can only control yourself. Like, you can't control your team, you can't control anybody. You can work as hard as you can. Like, you can, your work ethic, what you give right now is all that you can control. Like, and that's a brilliant way to look at it. Like, work ethic, and it's a testament to just works hard the whole time, you know. Just have a motor and like do what you can do to help the team, and don't worry about anything else. Like,
absolutely. Question 2, best sporting event you've been to, and that can be as a fan or as a player.
Oh God, best sporting event. I'd say as a player would have been at Miami when we won to go to the Sweet 16. That was something else. Or else the senior national anthem when we played in Cork. That just the moment we played, just the anthem, like, it was, I mean, the tournament we didn't do as good as we could have, but the anthem was the first night.
Was that your first senior tournament out of interest? Okay, so that hit different probably then as well.
Yeah, it did. As a supporter, I don't know. Like, I saw LeBron in the garden.
Okay.
I don't know. The All Ireland's fab. I always go, I love that. What else? Yeah, I actually don't know. I love hurling. Like, I love hurling.
Okay.
So probably a hurling game. Like,
did you ever play camogie or anything, or you just love watching it?
No, I just love watching it. Like, I wasn't allowed. Like, when I got interested in this when I started getting recruited by colleges. My dad was like, "You're not playing camogie."
You end up with like a fractured shin or something.
That's it. And he's like, "You think you can treat someone like you would on a court?" You're around space.
Oh, that's gas. Out of interest, actually, I meant to ask, with the NCAA tournament and this year with COVID, obviously they won't have fans, they won't have as many. Do you think that will have an effect on the teams or the players? And I read something recently, it was sort of like the underdogs were benefiting a bit. Do you think that's going to, or even not even the underdogs, do you just think, as from a personal point of view, that's going to change it for players, or it's not going to be the same experience for probably the newer players?
Well, it definitely won't be the same experience, 100%. I would like to think that it wouldn't change the dynamic, to be honest. Like, I would like to think that people would take it as hard as they would anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't know, will they? Like, it's different. It'll be completely different for them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's the NCAA tournament. Like,
yeah,
you're amongst the best, you know?
Yeah.
But I'd hope that it doesn't change it too much for them and they can still understand the importance of it. But I think, like you said, the underdogs, there's nothing like having a run and the crowd being behind you. So I think they'll struggle a little bit with that if they're making like a comeback against the big team. You need the crowd sometimes, you really do. Like,
okay. Do you think that would have had much, like, from your personal perspective, wherever you've played, does the crowd play into your game slightly?
Oh yeah, 100%. Now, for the most part, I ignore it. Like, I don't really take notice of it. But like, there's nothing like it when you're on a run and everyone's shouting, and like, it pumps you up and you're like, all right, I'm going to get the next play. I couldn't tell you who's in the crowd, but like, somebody, you know, like, I wouldn't even look, but it's just the noise. Like, it's genuinely the noise. I love it. I do. I ignore it, but I love it at the right time.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, when we get back to Croke Park and All Ireland final day, it'll be something else. I'll just be on my feet the entire game. I'm not even going to sit down.
I'm going. I don't care. We probably won't be in it, but I'll be.
You'll be there. Biggest achievement on or off, or biggest setback or challenge so far in your career?
I'd say, like, it wasn't very much a setback that I went backwards. I think, like, that Munster team stung. It stung. It wasn't a setback. It set me up.
Yeah.
And I had like a little time in college where I really struggled. Like, I really struggled.
Yeah.
Again, it wasn't really a setback. I didn't play, like, I didn't enjoy it as much as I could have because I was so focused on not doing something wrong rather than doing the right thing. I was focused on trying to prevent failure. Like, it was the wrong way to look at it. But and again, it wasn't really a setback, but it definitely paused me in a time where I could have been getting better.
Okay, that's really interesting. Biggest achievement on or off the court?
Oh, I don't know. Off. I haven't really done off the court. To be honest, kind of combined maybe. Like, a proud moment for me definitely was like when my family came over for senior day. It was just, I don't know, like, my brother Jason had been talking about it since I left. So like, I have 3 older brothers and Jason's in the middle, and he was like, yeah, look, the whole family will be there, kind of thing. He was like, we'll all go for her senior day, and like, he'd get mad if somebody said something else, like, and it was like, I knew they were coming, my mom and my dad and my aunt and my brother and my 2 cousins, and then they were bringing my 2 nephews, but I had four nephews at the time.
Yeah.
And they were the two, because my mom had brought my oldest nephew for my 21st, because we grew up like brother and sister.
Yeah.
And then I got to the hotel like 2 days before the senior day, and I was like, and the rest of them came out. So my other two brothers, my sister-in-law, and my other two nephews, and my aunt and my uncle, and like, I don't know, it was just something that like they were there because I was there, and it was just oh my god, back to my emotions. But like we all had to give a speech on the senior day, and sure, I was like, I'm going first. I'm gonna kill, like, I was hysterical, but like just seeing them all there for that reason was so special. Like, but yeah, that was definitely a proud thing, a proud moment for me, just to see like what I've done, and they're all right by my side. Like, it was brilliant.
That's lovely. And senior day, do you get a jersey and the picture, and they do sort of like a presentation, is it?
Yeah, they do a presentation just before the game. So like all of us got called out with our families. They gave us like a cue in a frame, and we got our jerseys after the season. So.
Oh, okay, very good. That's lovely. Yeah, no, that's a nice memory. Advice to your 18-year-old self, and that can be in a basketball or non-basketball context.
Calm down a little bit. Like,
okay,
I was crazy.
I was expecting asking more questions there.
I was quiet like when I was in. Just sound it out, like, because there's a lot of negativity in the world, like, and just nobody really cares. Like, not that nobody really cares, but like a lot of people are more worried about themselves than they are about you, and like naive sometimes to think otherwise. And I would say, like, enjoy it, balance, listen to my parents more, definitely. I didn't realize at the time how much I wasn't like not listening to them, but like they were just having an impact that I didn't realize they were having on me, and it was positive, 100% positive. But like, they would say certain things, and I'd be like, "No, you're wrong." No, they're not. Like, they are not wrong. So definitely listen to them more, and just trust myself a little bit. Trust the work that I've put in. I was really hard on myself. Like, I still am, and I wouldn't take that back, because I think that I never had a sense of entitlement, and I never felt like I was entitled. And you're not entitled to anything. Like, you have to earn what you get. Yeah. But if I trust myself a little bit more with some things, it'll be better.
Do you kind of back yourself a bit more, have a bit more confidence in yourself and what your ability?
Yeah, 100%. Just knowing that, like, I've put the work in now, like, you know, understanding that, and like mentally, like, if I haven't trained hard enough that week, I won't feel as confident going into a game. So like, I know myself now to do, and like to work out as much as I can, like, so I back myself that bit more.
Okay, interesting. You were saying there about working hard up to a game. Is that kind of your routine? You really train hard during the week before the game?
Yeah, I would. Somebody said it I don't know who said it before, but I want to say last week or so, I came across it, and like, training really hard, and then the games are fun or something. Like, you this is one of my coaches in the States, the strength and conditioning guy, but he would say, like, if you train, you always fall back to your habits that you train in. So train at a very high level, then you falling back to a habit in a game is still higher than the person next to you. You know, I take that mantra, like, train harder than you would play, but like, don't, you know, like.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Totally.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, I think Sean Flood was on Hoopfolio, and I took his quote from his coach. He was like, "What we do in the dark will reveal itself in the light." Similar to you, when you're out in the court, like, you're gonna know if you put the work in or not, because it's gonna show. Like,
it is, 100%. Even if it doesn't show physically, mentally it always does with me. Like, I know myself. It's crazy, but
yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Dream dinner guest and wine. You can pick a few for this one.
Oh, right. Sporting wise, I'd say like LeBron is always my top. Like, I just love LeBron. Just what he's about, everything about him. Like, I think he's incredible.
Yeah.
Who else? sporting wise, I used to love Messi as a kid. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I think just the World Cup and stuff like that. I used to love him. Princess, like Lady Diana.
Okay.
I've watched so many documentaries. Like, it's insane. I don't know why. Like, it's completely random, and I know it's a total non-sporting person, but like, just everything that she was about, again, like just helping everyone around her. I valued that personality.
Yeah, LeBron does that as well. I like would love to chat to him, not even about the basketball thing, but it's like the off the court stuff, like his skill. Like he's done so much, and he's going to keep doing, and like it's incredible because he came from nothing, and he, like you were saying, he's going to help. Like that quote about the voice, he's given the voice to the kids who don't have the voice yet. Exactly.
And that's like giving back to what, you know, if you never had something, then giving back to the other kid, like that's those are the best players, I think. Like, it's not about what you're doing on the court, it's the impact that you're having off it. Like, it's, you know, 9 times out of 10, it's not the best player that's the best people person. But when a good player can be a good people person, they can do something really good. Yeah, they can be really special. I agree totally with that. Yeah, absolutely. If your life was a book, what chapter would this be called? Wow. This always stumps people as well. Tired. I don't know. But my life is a book. Oh, this is tough. No, I wouldn't say that. The bigger picture. Okay. Thinking of the bigger picture, I think. Because of COVID, or? Yeah, everything. Just like this has kind of, I think, like before I went into this years ago, I would have always said basketball. And then I started to enjoy career, and I saw a world outside of basketball. Yeah. Then I traveled, like I saw more people, I saw the conditions that some people are in. Just there's a lot of adversity out there, and like losing a game is not important. Like, just in the scheme, like in the bigger picture, it's not biggest, and you are only a little dot in the big world. Like, it's just, I think I would call it the bear. That's a nice little chapter name. Yeah, that's a good title, I have to say. No, that's really nice, and your reasoning and stuff. I was like, oh, gee, I don't know. They hit me hard there. First one was tired, so improvement. Oh, that was great. Look, Edel, we're going on so long here. Thank you so much. That was absolutely amazing. I just want to wish you the best of luck with everything, with all this, whatever way the seasons go, whatever, with the European Championships, everything. And look, thank you so much for your time. Thanks a million for having me. Thanks, you. Edel. Thanks. See you later. Bye. Massive thank you to Edel for coming on today. I thoroughly enjoyed that episode, and I hope you did too. A fantastic player and an even better person. I took a lot away from the conversation. Be sure to let me know over on Instagram who you would like to hear from. If you are listening on Apple Podcasts and you did enjoy the episode, be sure to leave a rating and a review. If you're interested in starting up your own podcast, be sure to get in touch with the Primal Productions team over on Instagram at Primal Pro.